Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atmajyotis to today's Bhagavadgita Satsang. Let us continue our contemplation based on the second chapter talks by sriprabhuji. Today we will take up the question number 12 onwards. Before we go there, is there anyone who would like to share your views on any of the previous questions? Is there anyone else that has been left out here who would like to share your views on any questions up to question number 12?
So I did not do question 11 last time. So
Please, you can please begin.
Yeah. What is the difference between Mano Laya yoga and Mano Nasha recognition? So Mano Laya yoga, yoga is the union of body and mind. There is coordination of mind and body, which helps us to calm the mind. It prevents the mind from fluctuating. So through breath control, we can heal the body and mind. So this is what I have for Mano Laya yoga. And for Mano Nasha recognition, Mano Nasha is it means a destruction of ignorance, avidya, and recognizing our true self, that I am Brahman, and this can be done through self-knowledge. We can realize our true self. It is from moving from avidya to vidya.
Excellent. Very nice. Only one thing I would like to add here is yoga doesn't necessarily only have to be through pranayama or breath control.
Okay.
Anything that leads you towards a state of, say, a peace, but is temporary. So you may be enjoying, say, for example, cooking. During cooking also, you may be experiencing total peace and quietness. Or maybe while playing with your child. So the activity doesn't matter. Yoga means there's a temporary absorption. Mano Laya. Mind is temporarily not active. Which part of the mind? See, when you're cooking, you're still active. You're still thinking. But the part of the mind that causes disturbance, which is what? Me and mine. So the me and the mine is temporarily out of picture. Whenever the me and the mine is temporarily out of the picture, you've always enjoyed it. Doesn't matter what the activity is. Only when the me and the mine comes into picture. So for example, there is 2 chocolates and maybe my sister or brother got, all of it and I didn't get any. I didn't get any may cause disturbance. So it is not the activity, but it is the attitude in that activity. So whenever that me and the mine is kept away, it leads to a state of, oh, I really enjoyed. So nice. So that is yoga, Mano Laya. Temporary. Because the me and the mine is not yet addressed. Is not yet removed.
Okay, sir.
So Nasha is recognizing that I am not that me and the mine. That I am the all-encompassing.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Thank you very much, Shilpaji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, let's continue. Let's take up what is Karma Yoga. So when you notice Sankhya Yoga, Shri Krishna has spoken about only two things essentially. Who are you or who am I? And how do you or how do I function in the world? That's all that is there in life. Being and doing. So now about the doing part. So what is Karma Yoga? Shall we begin from Shubhaji? Are you there, Shubhaji?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I would like to listen today, sir.
Okay, ma.
Thank you.
Krishna ji?
Yeah. So karma yoga is once we understand and recognize that we are not body and mind, and we are the pure consciousness, then we have to perform any action in the external life uh, without referring to our body and our senses. And whatever the action we take upon, it should be done as a yagna, like selflessness. And at any action we perform, it should one should not focus on the result, instead on the process. So that's how I'm seeing karma yoga as.
Very nice. So just one clarification question. Without reference to body, mind, you said. Can you elaborate on that? How can you do anything without using your body and mind?
Yeah, karma itself is, I mean, we require body and mind to perform an action, but whatever we action we perform, it should not be the selfishness, like or the temporary peace. It should be selflessness. With that recognition, we have to perform any action. That's what I meant.
So when let's say, for example, you're brushing your teeth or you're eating your food, how is that selfless then?
So that's a duty of any being. So one has to do their duty, being clean. That way, once is clean, and which will lead to environment also clean. So
So in that
and
respect, that is part of it.
uh, and again karma yoga is like not avoiding the actions what we get into situation. It's like uh, earlier, like we used to be like thinking more often what we get out of this in any situation. But after the Atma Darshan, and knowing that we are Brahman, so it is that whatever the action comes in our way, we should perform without expecting an self happiness or a selfish happiness. Instead, we have to perform as if as a service. So that's a distinguish I'm seeing it.
Very nice. Anything more you would like to add?
Not for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna ji. Padma Amma,
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಮೊದಲು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಅರಿವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ. ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ 4 ವಿಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಕಾಯ, ವಾಚ, ಮನಸ, ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ. ದೇಹವನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ನನ್ನ ಅರಿವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಕರ್ಮ. ನನ್ನ ಕೈ ಕಾಲುಗಳನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಅಗತ್ಯಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸ, ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ. ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಚ, ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಕರ್ಮ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳು ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅವುಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಕರ್ಮ. ಬುದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಎತ್ತರವಾದಂತಹದ್ದು ಆ ಬುದ್ಧಿನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಕೆಲಸ. ಇಂಥದ್ದು 4 ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಬರೀ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಇರುವುದು, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ, ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಅಗತ್ಯಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಇರೋದು. ಇದನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಸುಂದರವಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇನೇನು ಗಳಿಸಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಅಗತ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದನ್ನ ಗಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊನೆ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಕೊನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾಳೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಷಣ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಗಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ನನ್ನ ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಅದು ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆ ಚಿಂತೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾನು ನಿಜವಾದ ನಾನು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕರ್ಮ ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಫಲಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಟಿಕೊಳ್ಳದಂತಹದ್ದು, ಒಳ್ಳೇದ್ ಬರ್ಬಹುದು ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ ಬರಬಹುದು, ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಲ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಫಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕನಾಗಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಿಗದೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಂಶವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದುಃಖ ಉಂಟಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಾನು ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಫಲ, ನಾನು ಅಪೇಕ್ಷಿಸಿದ ಫಲ ಸಿಗದೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಆವಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ದುಃಖ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಏನು, ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ಸರ್. ನಾನು ಈ ನಾನ್ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನ್ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಾನು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ಅಂಶವೇ, ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವೂ ಸಹ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನೇ ಅನ್ನುವುದು ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ನಾನು ಕೆಲವು ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದು ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಮೂಲಕ ಭಗವಂತನೇ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮನೋ ಮೋಕ್ಷಾರ್ಥಂ ಜಗದ್ ಹಿತಾಯ ಚ ಅನ್ನುವ ತತ್ವದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತುಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದರ ಫಲ ಏನೇ ಬರ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಅಂಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಭಗವಂತ ಏನ್ ಕರುಣಿಸ್ತಾನೋ, ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಲಭ್ಯವಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ಪಡಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಉಂಟಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಸ್ಥಿಮಿತದಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ವಿಚಲಿತನಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಸೇವೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಭಗವಂತನ ಸೇವೆನೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಭಗವಂತನ ಸೇವೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತನಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಕರ್ತನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಭೋಗ್ತಾನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಪಾಠವನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ನನಗೆ ಏನು ನಿಯೋಜಿಸಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆಯೋ ಅಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ನಾನು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಾಗಿ ನಾನು ನಿಖರವಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟತೆ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಲವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಯೋಗವಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೇ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ. ಆಗ ನಾನು ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಬಹುದು. ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ. ಹರಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಿರೂಪಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಸ್ಮಿತಾಜಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್?
ಹರಿ ಓಂ. karma yoga is, once our understanding is right, the right perception is not sufficient. It should also lead to the right action. Our body is a means to the journey to arrive at that destination. What type of actions? So Prabhuji says every being performs 4 types of actions: kaya, vacha, manasa, buddhi. So kaya is physical action. Now whether we choose to, by our right understanding and right perception, what kind of physical action we want to perform. It is a action which is service to God, service to the people, service to the mankind, to the aradhana that we would do, or we choose to have the wrong intent or wrong type of service, right? Similarly, verbal, vacha, what we speak, what we say, is it hurtful or is it with bhakti? Is it with gratefulness, with good intent, with speaking well, speaking the truth, free from negative words? The manasa, the mental, our thoughts, is it stressful thoughts or happy thoughts? How do we think of the past? How we dwell in the future without overthinking and creating stress in our mind by thinking of ಹಿಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತು ಹಂಗಾಗೋಯ್ತು ಅಥವಾ ಹಿಂಗಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, that causing stress? Or do we be in the current moment and enjoy that current moment, like you said, whether it is cooking or playing or just listening to music or even singing? Each of these can be being in the current moment and doing your karma with that. And then and the intellectual part, again, the jnana of what, as Brahman, what you are capable of, what you are here to do on this as a service, rather than limiting, nangid kaila agalla, or this is not for me. Whatever duty is been given to you, to perform it with 100% focus, dedication, and service attitude. That is the karma yoga.
Very well said. Thank you very much, Smita ji.
Thank you.
Shilpa ji.
Yes, sir. So karma yoga is yoga of action or work. It is an offering done to the Lord. There is a feeling of surrender, and it humbles us. So in service, when we are doing service, it helps in purifying our mind, and at the same time our mind is in present. Like when we are doing that particular task, we are so engrossed in it, we are not thinking about the future or the past. It is basically doing our actions without being attached to the results, and without giving our best, and without being not worrying about the results. So of course there is also a feeling of bhakti in karma yoga. So this is what I feel, sir, is karma.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Shilpa ji.
Thank you, sir.
Savitri amma, idira?
ಹಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಸರ್. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಭಗವಂತನಲ್ಲಿ ಶರಣಾಗತಿ ಆದಾಗ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿಸುವವನು ಅವನೇ ಮತ್ತು ಅವನೇ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಿಳಿಯೋದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನ ಕರ್ತಾರಂ ನ ಭೋಕ್ತಾರಂ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡುವವನು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಫಲವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಅನುಭವಿಸುವವನು ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಾರ್ಥತೆ ಇರಬಾರದು ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮಿತ್ತ ಮಾತ್ರ ಎಂದು ತಿಳಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಜ್ಞಾನವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಕರ್ಮ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒತ್ತಡದಿಂದ ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ವಹಿಸಿ ಮನಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯು ಗೃಹಸ್ಥಾಶ್ರಮವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಮಹಾಭಾರತವಾಗಬಾರದು. ಅದುವೇ ಕರ್ಮ. ಮಹಾಭಾರತವಾದರೆ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ಮನೆ ಮಂತ್ರಾಲಯವಾದಾಗ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಮನೆ ಆಶ್ರಮವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಗೃಹಸ್ಥಾಶ್ರಮವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ, ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣದಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಯೇ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಕರ್ಮ ಕಾಯ ವಾಚ ಮನಸ ಬುದ್ಧ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು 100% ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಕರ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನಂದವಿರಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ವಚನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶರಣರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಕಾಯಕವೇ ಕೈಲಾಸ ಅಂತ. ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಯಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರತನಾದರೆ ಹರನನ್ನಾದರೂ ಮರೆಯಬೇಕು, ಗುರುವನ್ನಾದರೂ ಮರೆಯಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆನಂದವನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿ ಆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ. ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ ಈ 5 ಯಜ್ಞಗಳನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರಬೇಕು. ಋಷಿ ಯಜ್ಞ, ದೇವ ಯಜ್ಞ, ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಯಜ್ಞ ಮತ್ತು ಈ 5 ಯಜ್ಞಗಳನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವಾಚ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಡು, ಭಜನೆ, ಸ್ತೋತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಪಠಿಸಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಸತ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕಣ್ಣು, ಕಿವಿ, ಮೂಗು, ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವುಗಳು ಭಗವಂತನ ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ವರ್ತಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು. ಭೂತ ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚಿಂತಿಸಬಾರದು. ಹಾಗೂ ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಸಮಾಧಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು. ಅಂದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮಾಡದಂತಿರಬೇಕು, ನೋಡಬೇಕು, ನೋಡದಂತಿರಬೇಕು, ಇರಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲದಂತಿರಬೇಕು ಎಂಬ ಶರಣರ ವಚನದಂತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಟಿಕೊಂಡಿರಬಾರದು ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬಾರದು, ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ನಾನೊಂದು ವಾಹನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನಾನು ಈ ಭಗವಂತ ನೀಡಿರುವಂತ ವಾಹನ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ದೇಹವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಒಂದು ವಾಹನ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಬೇಕು. ಆ ವಾಹನವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸುತ್ತಿರುವವನು ಭಗವಂತ. ಅವನ ಆಜ್ಞೆಯಂತೆ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಗವಂತನ ಆಜ್ಞೆಯಂತೆ ನನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಂಚೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳು, ಕರ್ಮೇಂದ್ರಿಯ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತವೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸುವವನೇ, ಆದರೆ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಜಗತ್ತವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬಾಹ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸುವವನು ಕರ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ. ಬಾಹ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸುವವನು ರೋಗಿ, ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿ. ಆದರೆ ಆಂತರಿಕವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಅನುಭವಿಸುವವನು ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿ ಈ ದೇಹ, ಮನ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನೇ ಎಂದುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ದೇಹನೇ ನಾನು, ಈ ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಬುದ್ಧಿನೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನೇ ಎಂದುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗಿ ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ, ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ತಿಳಿದಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕರ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಗೆ ಇರುವಂತ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸಾವಿತ್ರಿ ಅಮ್ಮ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
Padmaji, are you back?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to share your views?
Yes, sir. So, karma is action and yoga is union. Karma yoga is how do you perform actions in life. So here, essentially, we do three types of karma. One is nitya karma, the one that we do daily, like brushing our teeth, bathing, and all this. That is basically to take care of the body or the instrument that has been given to us. Second is the kamya karma, which is essentially for all the material things that we want to get, house, this, that, get benefits of from all the for actions related to that is kamya karma. And then the third one is the nishkama karma, which is for either service of people and with a service mindset, that is done with an intention of service and where purification happens as well. So in that way, if you see, karma yoga is also leading, is important for the purification itself. But now when we know the when we have the right kind of perception, all the actions that we perform will be right only. So right perception leads to right action. And when we perform our actions in this way, we are free from the consequences of what results are coming out of those actions. So doership is not there. And then anyway, results are not under our control. Only actions is what is under our control. So when we perform actions with the right perception, the whatever result is also coming to us, I don't think that it will naturally, we will be able to accept it easily. There will be no expectation from the actions. There will be no expectation of this kind of result only I want. So you will be free from the result-oriented action. Rather, it will be more towards the dharmic action. It will be a dharmic action which is right, done with the right perception. Yeah, that is what, sir. So anything I do, it has to either add value to me or it has to add value to someone else's life. That will be the good karma.
Thank you very much, Padmaji. Shubhaji, would you like to share anything or?
Karma yoga is nothing but what we do with no expectation in return. For example, when we do with expectation, suffering starts, and that is what leads us to the cycle of death and birth. So in order to get out of this cycle, we have to do the work without expecting anything in return. If I have to take the example, I would like to take the example of Vijayji and Prabhuji. What they do is karma yoga with no expectation in return. For example, if there is a class, any person would expect everyone to attend the classes. But irrespective of whether the person is coming or not, be it Prabhuji or Vijayji, they are always there to clear all our doubts or make us understand it better with no expectation. So that I would say is what is karma yoga. So when we do anything without any expectation, automatically there is fulfillment, and it also leads us to the end of all the miseries, because ultimately the expectation is what leads us to all these attachment, confusion, and
Wonderful. Anything more, Shubhaji?
nothing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shubhaji. When we look at our existence, so you and I know that you exist, or I exist, when you speak from an individual perspective. But many a times, I may not have questioned who is that exists. I simply go on. I simply go on by connecting myself to what I perceive from my senses. So from the senses I perceive, others are telling me, you are such and such. I start recognizing myself with that name given by others. Because as a little baby, I did not have a name. I did not have a particular religion. I did not have a particular nationality. None of that was there. But then everybody around me told me, your name is this, you are of this gender, you are of this nationality, you are of this family, you are supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do this, this is the right thing, this is the wrong thing. Like that, various kinds of inputs, impressions came into me. And as I started accepting those impressions, as I started accepting those inputs, I started developing a sense of who I am. If any one of us is asked the question, describe you, what is the first thing that usually we talk about? We first talk about, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a boy, I am a middle-aged person, I am young, I am old, I am this height, I am this weight. So there's a whole lot of biological information that we say as an introduction. What is that we just now talked about? Is all about this body. Is that who I am? I may not question that, but I simply go on accepting that that is who I am, because that is what I have seen everybody around me do. So therefore, I simply mimic. I simply mimic what others are doing. Then I also introduce myself with a whole lot of other non-body, but within my mind, concepts. My nationality is not something that is written on the body. My religion is not written on the body. My likes and dislikes. So I, in a way, start interacting with the world with a deha bhava. Deha means what? A certain shape and form with a certain name associated with it. And one of the deha could be very gross, like this physical body that all of us express through. Other bodies are very subtle. They are in the mind. Nobody can, by looking at anybody's body, make out whether they're an Indian or a non-Indian. By looking at the body, whether they like something or not like something. So like that, there are subtler bodies that are inside. But that is also a body, because when I interact, I use that body's notion, is it not? I interact with that body's notion. Imagine, I have the notion that, let's say in a given place, that I am the boss. Then, my way of standing, my way of speaking, the way I use the objects there is going to be totally different. Versus if I think I am just a chaprasi or a, low in the order in that particular place, then, I'm very afraid to touch things. The way I speak will be different. My mannerisms will be different. But the same chaprasi, when he or she goes to his or her house, will behave differently. Because there, the chaprasi suddenly becomes a owner. So like that, I start interacting with the world when I have a body notion in a certain way. Nothing right or wrong about it. These are all the different roles that we play. But where is the issue? The fundamental issue is I get into a whole lot of turbulence with this. Because in any role, I have to do something in a given situation. As a mother, as a father, as a servant, as an employee, as a boss, as whatever, you can keep adding any number of as a whatever it is. In each of that, you and I have nothing but to perform some function. So how do I function? With what attitude I function determines the whole feeling of how I feel inside. Because ultimately, that's what matters to you and me. Whatever may be the work that you and I are doing, what matters to you and me ultimately is how I feel inside. Am I feeling agitated, angry, upset, worried, anxious, stressed out? Or am I feeling peaceful, energetic, joyful, in freedom? Which is the way I am feeling? And needless to say, all of us want what I narrated latter. We all want to feel happy, healthy, peaceful, energetic, in freedom. The only question is, when I am performing a role, how do I bring about that? Because in each role, there is something giving and taking happening. In any role that you and I perform in life, there is always some kind of a transaction. When I am transacting in the world, playing these roles, how can I still have all these so-called wonderful feelings within me? And that is the fundamental question that Karma Yoga deals with. So the role that I play is not the problem. It is the attachment to the role is the fundamental issue. I am the boss is the fundamental issue that can lead to boss-related problems. If an employee, as an example, does not inform you and leave the office early, the boss in me gets angry. It may be due to whatever circumstances, but the boss in me gets angry. It is a boss role attachment that is making me feel angry in that situation. So, with what attitude I function is the key to all functioning, all activities in life. So, therefore, fundamentally, who I think I am is the way I function in any role, is it not? If I think I am a mother, I have a mother kind of a ego that I project in that function that I'm performing. Or father, or boss, or whatever. So who I think I am is what I bring out in that particular role. And whenever I am in that role, without realizing that I'm playing the role, and when I have become that role, when I think I am that role, then that particular function causes all kinds of turbulences. The boss ego, the mother ego, the wife ego, the husband ego. Like that, any role has a certain boundary. We already established that. It's a certain boundary. And boundary means what? When it has to interact in the world, there are other boundaries. And whenever the boundaries are clashing, there is going to be a friction. So how to avoid that friction? That oil, because when two things move in life, you all know, when two metals have to work with each other, if they simply are working with each other, it causes friction. All kinds of sound and grinding and heat and even light, fire. How do you avoid that? By putting some oil in between. Then when they work with each other, they smoothly work with each other. And that oil is karma, yoga. So two fundamental aspects that bind you and me whenever you and me are performing any role. One is who I think I am, the doer. I am the boss and I expect this result. The doer in me. That is one fundamental catch. Then it's the doer which also kind of morphs into enjoyer. I am the boss. I expect this result because I am expecting a result. I am the enjoyer. What I want that result. Why? I want to enjoy that result. So in any role, I'm a doer and an enjoyer. So the doership and the enjoyership are the two fundamental bindings that you and I have in life when you and I are performing any role. So therefore, Karma Yoga teaches us that who is the true doer? Ask that question. Who is doing? I claim ownership. Right now, I'm speaking. Right now, I am the one who swept the floor. I am the one who cooked the food. I am the one who brought this customer. I am the one who made all this money. Are you the doer? Ask that question. Go into that. Understand what is doing really mean. So in Sankhya Yoga, Sri Krishna Paramatma has given a step-by-step understanding of how this entire mechanism is functioning. In order to even to speak, just to utter a single word, single sound, what all I need the air, I need the blood, I need the organs to work, I need the language, I need the sounds. So many things just in the simple word that I utter. Am I doing all of it? So like that, you and I may not ever question who is the doer. So when I question the doership, who is the doer? I come to realize, what am I truly doing? What am I, this person who I think I am, this person, this ego entity? What is this ego entity really doing? Like nothing. Like nothing. Like most of our politicians, they are the first to come and inaugurate, last to take ownership of mistakes. So like that is this ego. First to claim ownership, last to own up the consequences. If something goes well, when I am doer, I am there first. I did it. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, correct, I did it. But when something goes wrong, you know what happened? I had told him, but I will look into it. So I am not the mistake. So this either realize that I am not the doer, or realize that I have to take ownership for consequences, complete ownership. If I think I am the doer, then there is success, there is failure. Own up both, or realize that, I am not the doer. So this doership is the first catch. Then the enjoyership. Did I get success or failure? So when I'm not the doer, success or failure are consequences of the action. Or when I take full responsibility, I own both success and failure. I made a mistake. Let me understand how to correct it. Oh, this went well. Wonderful. How I can improve this further? So this is one level of functioning. And Shri Krishna helps us to go beyond this, above this, by bringing in how you can perform whatever you're performing as a yagna. Yagna means what? There is a fire pot and you're offering something into the fire pot. And what happens to the fire, whatever you offer? It burns. And it becomes part of the existence. So whatever you and I are doing, whether I'm brushing my teeth, whether I'm drinking my milk, or whether I'm watching TV, or whether I am talking to somebody, or whether I'm driving a car, or whether I'm doing so-called annadana, whatever may be, every activity can be converted into yagna. How? Simply do it as a service for the benefit of the other. Why I should brush? Because when I have to talk to others, I shouldn't be smelling. Why I should eat? Because unless this body is nourished, how can I take care of others? Why am I learning something? Because unless I have learned, how can I help somebody else? So like that, Shri Krishna teaches us that you and I can convert every activity into yajna. And when you and I convert every activity into yajna, into an offering, yajna means what? Offering. Into an offering, then what is the outcome of the yajna? Whatever that you offer burns. And what remains? That nothingness remains. There's nothing there. Because whatever you put, it burns and nothing remains. So my deha bhava, when my deha bhava is there is something that I want and expect. When I do without the deha bhava, means as an offering, then I can get established in my own true nature of nothingness. And it is there that one can find the ultimate peace, undisturbed peace, parama shanti. Because any activity that fetches me something binds me. Because I'm bound to that activity. I have to keep doing that activity. And when I realize my true nature and get established firmly in that, and Karma Yoga is a means as well as is an offering. The same thing is a means to attain that Paramashanti. And when I realize that, then Karma Yoga is the only way through which this life functions. This life itself is in constant yajna. One is offering to another. And that is how life is. And that is the dharma of life. So I get established in my swadharma, my natural dharma. Then there is no more friction. Hari Om. Does anyone have any questions or anything more to add? All right. If not,
Sir,
yes, Shubhaji.
sir, in one of this thing, Prabhuji says Karma Yoga is how to deal with the world.
Yeah.
So what exactly he means by that line?
Yeah, so how to deal with the world? You deal with the world through different roles. So you are dealing with your husband as a wife, you're dealing with your child as a mother, you're dealing with your neighbor as a friend. So like that, in any dealing that you and I have to be involved in life, it is with a role that you and I deal.
Okay,
So
okay.
how to play that without that stress is what it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all. Hari Om. Let's end our contemplation for today, and we'll continue from here in the next session.